everybody, my name is There's69. Welcome back to another video. Today in this one I'll be breaking down the top 64 of the 250th YCS that happened in a couple places, but in this video I'll be covering the LA portion of the 250th YCS. So yeah, in this video I'll be breaking down the top 64 and then giving you some deck lists that are in the top 64 as well. So without further ado, let's get straight into the video. Now on to the breakdown of the top 64. Here, as you can see, 33 Kashtira players topped the top 64 here, representing a little bit more. I think it's 53% of the pie chart here, the most represented deck in the format, just because, I mean, a Rise Heart Pass is a very, very good end board. A Macrocosmos that's also a pop does so much in this format. And then, you know, the Fenrir's and Unicorns are going second tools as well. Very, very, probably the best, again, the best deck in the format. But after that, you can kind of see it's a lot of diversity after the Naturia stuff. You know, Runick Naturia gets the second most represented stuff with the 6 tops. Then it's Spright with 5. Branded with 3, then it goes Mathmech, Drytron, and Floowandereeze with 2 tops, and then 1 after that for Traptrix, Marincess, Sword Soul, Scareclaw, Rikka, Sun, Avalon. There's a lot more stuff in there. I think there's even like a Kaiju list that's in there as well. So, you know, if you kind of ignore the Kaiju, not the Kaiju stuff, the Kashtria stuff, which is dominating, it's kind of a really diverse meta right now, just because a lot of people think that Kashtria is probably not the best thing you can do, especially since Rise Hearts is really its only way to play the deck. Not that many people are really going for the zone block anymore because it plays into way too much. Again, a lot of people are prepared for Cash, but, you know, Cash still very much dominates the 250th YCS here. So yeah, that is the breakdown of the top 64. Now let's get into some deck lists I have for you guys. Starting off with the deck that actually won the event itself, Kashtira. Yeah, I mean, this looks to be a very standard list. You know, you're having the 3 unicorns, 3 Fenrir's, 3 unicorns, 2 Rise Heart, and then kind of one of the other guys playing 3 Field Spell, 3 Theosis, the 3 Birth, Pot of Prosperity. You're going second cards, Ash, Book of Moon, Infinite Impermanence with triple attack and econ in the main. Maybe you can see the side deck anywhere else, but, you know, econ main just in case, just to deal with some stuff. Now, the things I find interesting here is both Desires and Prosperity being in the same deck. You know, one will turn off the other, but I guess just to see more consistency cards, you probably want to play both. But yeah, very much just more of a standard list. There's really nothing going crazy for it. You know, he decided to play Book of Moon over Book of Eclipse, which is perfectly fine. Book of Moon doesn't have that much of a downside like Book of Eclipse does. So probably very much a fine choice here. Side deck, again, Gamma was very insane for this tournament, so not surprised to see Gamma there. Shifter, just in case you vert the road decks that, you know, need their graveyard. Ibli for going first. Dark Ruler and the Solemn Judgments in the side as well. You know, extra deck, again, looks very standard. You know, you're playing the 3 Rise Heart, which is your kind of main guy here. And then kind of the 2 Zeus, 2 Shangs, the fucking Big Eye, you know. You still have, again, just a very basic version of this deck. Again, nothing really crazy, but again, it did win the YCS, so it doesn't need to be that crazy. But yeah, that was the first place list that won the event. Now on to the second place list here, which was actually Runick Naturia. Now, again, very standard stuff when it comes to everything, playing basically 3 of every Runick spell. That's very good. And then the 3 Slumber as well. Then the 1-ofs, you're playing the Smite Storm, the Golden Droplet, and the Dispelling with 1 triple attack in the main, 1 Foolish. And then the Naturia stuff, very standard, 3 Mole Cricket, 3 Camilla, the 1 Sunflower, then playing the Blessing and the Sacred Tree as well. The going second cards, 3 evenly matched. You know, the 2 Kaijus is very interesting to see in the main. Surprised not to see 3. 1 Cardicurry Divine Carnet. Again, this is pretty good against the Kashtria matchup, but only playing 1 is very, very interesting. But then again, you have the Runick engine to keep drawing you cards and stuff like that. The 1 triple attack is kind of weird as well, especially since it's a 41 card list. Why not just cut one of the cards here, just make an even 40? But again, you're drawing a lot of cards in this deck, so it could be one of the things you're going to see it anyways. Side deck here, you have the Ash when you verse something like Branded. You're playing the second Cardicurry Divine Incarnate, playing Nib just in case you either verse, Cash that's trying to lock zones or just some sort of combo deck. 3 Dark Ruler, a Called By, 2 D-Barrier, 2 Grave of the Super Ancient Organism, which is pretty good because it actually does stop Kashtira because level 6 or higher special summon monsters on the field cannot attack nor activate their effects, so they have to overlay those guys into something for them to do anything. So that's a very interesting side card there. Extra deck, again, pretty standard. You're playing Beast and the Barkion just in case you verse something like the Labyrinth matchup. But Beast and Barkion is very interesting. The Tens and Baron and this Sword Soul guy is very good. And then playing just the one link in Donner. Donner is a very, very good link monster. Again, very standard list. Evenly in the mains are going to probably be everywhere in these decks lists because Evenly is just an insane card. But yeah, that was the second place Runick Naturia deck. The third place list here is actually kind of the combinations of what the other two decks were, is Kashtira Runick. This is the third place list here. Again, playing the 3 Fenrir, the 3 Unicorn, 2 Arise Heart, and then a couple of the extenders. This list is playing 3 Birth and then just 2 Planet and 2 Theosis. And then for your Runick, you're kind of using the Runicks as a going second engine, using 3 Tip, the 3 Flashing Fire, 3 Freezing Curses, and the 3 Destruction just kind of as interruption. Then you're playing 2 Runick Slumbers as well, plus, of course, 2 Runick Fountains. 2 Bottom Desires, a Terraforming, 3 Evenly, and the Kashtria Big Bane. So, again, kind of just where one of the things you're using the cash stuff to, still set up your cash boards, but then using the Runicks as going second stuff, and also interruption during your opponent's turn as well. And of course, Evenly is insane, so you're going to see Evenly in the main deck here. Side deck, 3 Ash, again, Branded, this very much kills that. Ghost Bell for something like the Runick engine, Ghost Bell does stop that. 3 Dark Hole, 3 Cosmic, again, more because of the back row, but also hits the Fountain as well. Feather Duster, and then 3-dimensional Barrier as well. Extra deck stuff, again, we're playing the 3 Arise Heart because it's cash. 1 Zeus, 1 Big Eye, 2 of the Shangri-La, and then for our fusions for the Runicks, we're playing 2 Hugin, the 1 Munin, and the Giri, the worthless one, basically, is what I like to know. And then, of course, the 1 link is Donner. Again, Donner is a very crazy card, so I'm not surprised to be the only link in this. Extra deck, again, very interesting list to see there, that the seeing Runick and the Kashtria stuff going together. So yes, that was the third place list. Now on to the fourth place list here, and it's actually Floowandereeze. The deck that was supposed to be dead because of Barrier Statue ban is not dead. It got 4th place. It got 2 tops in the top 64, and then it actually got 4th place as well. And this is actually a very interesting list since it has no extra deck. It's not playing Pot of Prosperity. You think you would want to play Pot of Prosperity in a deck that needs the consistency, but this deck did not play it, and he got 4th place. Again, very standard, 3 Eagland, 3 Rabinia, 2 Street, and the 1 Toucan. 2 Empen, 1 Mist Valley Apex Avian, the 1 Snow Owl, which was very interesting to see, and the Mega Monarch. 3 Duality. If you're not playing Pot of Prosperity, Duality is always good. 3 of the Advent Adventure, 3 Field Spell, 2 of the Unexplored Winds in the main deck, then 2 Triple Tack and 2 Triple Tactic Thrust, which is very interesting. This is actually the first time we're seeing this in the deck list here. Thrust is a very, very powerful card that is really good. Just to search out any normal spell trap is very good, either Triple Tactic Talents, or, you can go Jack in the Hand. You're playing one of just for more consistency stuff. Searching Regeki is always insane as well. Then the Evenly Match is in the main deck. Again, insane card, especially with Triple Tactic Thrust in the format where it makes Evenly searchable. 3 Imperms for going second, and then of course the 1 Dreaming Town for the Floowandereeze deck. Again, no extra deck, which is very interesting, but again, this deck does not need an extra deck, so that's perfectly fine. Side deck, 3 Ash. Again, Ash was always being side decked here because it's just Branded. 2 Droll and Lockbird, which is interesting to see. 2 Nibiru, again, for the Castrias that trying to go for the zone locks. But also combo as well. The 1 Dark Samorg, just in case you verse the back row matchup. 3 MST, the Harpy's Feather Duster, 2 Royal Decree, and then the 1 Featherstorm. Only playing the 1 just because you have to thrust in the main to search it as well. Very interesting deck. Again, a deck that was supposed to be dead because of the Barrier Statue ban is not dead just yet. Now moving into the top 8 here, we actually have the Tri-Brigade Spright list here. Very, very interesting take on what the Spright list is. Again, a lot of people were either running the Pure or Adventure version, but this is the Tri-Brigade list, which is the list I actually found the most Interesting. A 41 card deck. Hand traps. You're playing 3 Ash, 3 Gamma. Again, Gamma is kind of insane in this format. Hitting like a Traptrix normal or hitting the Kashtira special is always going to be insane. 2 Droll and then 2 Nib in the main deck. Interesting to see those in the main there. Very typical Spright list. 3 Spright Blue, 3 Spright Jet. Just the 1 red. A lot of people are playing 2, but he decides just to play the 1, just probably because of the Tri-Brigade here. Then for the Tri-Brigades themselves, 3 Kit, 2 Nerval, 1 Karas. You don't really need a big engine because you do have the Spright in the extra deck here, so you can just dump Kit and just get your things going. You have the Beaver package for a normal, but also, you know, the Angler to dump off Spright as well. 3 E-Telly since you're playing the Gamma just to get a level 2 on the field to turn on your Sprites. 3 Spright Starter and the Smashers with the Foolish Barrel, because the Foolish Barrel is something like Kit is always going to be good. 2 Imperm and then the 1 Revolt because you're playing the Tri-Brigade cards in this list. Very, very, very good list. Side deck Ghost Bell again for the Runick engine. Same thing with Cosmic Cyclone. Dark Ruler no more. Lightning Storm, which is very interesting to see, and Dimensional Barrier in the side. Extra deck 2 Spright, 1 IP, 1 of the Pit Knight early, 1 Ancient Warrior Oath since you're playing the Tri-Brigade stuff. 1 of the Rampage Rampager because of Revolt. The Farragut, 1 Omen. 1 Topological Geoboros, which is very interesting to see, and then the Apollosa as well for the IP make. XYZs, you're playing 2 Gigantic, 1 of the number 2 Ninja Shadow Mosquito for the OTK, number 29 Mannequin Cat, and then 1 Zeus as well. A lot of just 1 Zeus in these lists. You would think you would want to play 2 for cash, but a lot of people were just playing the 1. So the Tri-Brigade Spright list, very interesting to see there. Now on to the Rikka list that got into the top 8 here. Now, Konami actually called this Sun Avalon Rikka, but this is more just of a pure Rikka. There's only 2 Sun Avalon cards. There's the Sun Avalon Dryas and then the Sunvine Maiden. There's no other card that's Sun Avalon. So this is just more of a pure Rikka stuff. You're playing 3 Lone Fire Blossom, again, just very good for plants. 3 Rose Lover, 3 Rikka Princess, which is very insane. The 3 Petal, 3 Madan, the 2 Snowdrop, 1 Primula because it is searchable. Heliobor, the Rikka Fairy, you're playing the 1 Sunvine Maiden, 1 Rose Girl, you're playing the Naturia Rose Whip just in case for like the Runick matchup or the Brandon matchup, World Carrot Weight Champion, Therion Lily just as an extension, it's not playing like this Coliseum or anything like that, so just for the extension line. 1 Mardell, the Generator Boss Light for something like the Jasmine special. 3 Rikka Glamour, 3 Con, again, very standard, especially Con with Glamour in hand is always going to be insane. Book of Moon and Forbidden Droplet in the main. Very interesting to see Droplet main deck in this format because you would think of something like a Rise Heart turning this off, but decides the main deck in this case. We're playing the 1 Rose Bell of Revelations, 1 Sheet, and then 1 Rikka Tranquility for the main deck. Side deck, we're playing 3 Droll, 3 Rose Archer for something like the Traptrix matchup or the Labyrinth matchup as well. 3 Cosmic Cyclone, 2 Book of Eclipse, a Feather Duster, and then the evenly matched in the side deck. Extra deck here, we're playing the 1 Dryas, 1 Jasmine, 2 Sylvan Dancepion. I'm probably mispronouncing that. 3 Rikka Queen Strina, which is fine because, again, you want to get your plants out of the graveyard. 1 Kazishi, the Rikka Queen. 1 Aura, the Sylvan High. Damn, these names are hard for me to pronounce. I am so sorry. I'm not even going to try to pronounce that. The Teardrop, we're playing 2 Teardrop, 1 Sacred Tree Beast, 1 Zeus, and then 1 Empress of Blossoms as well. So again, not the typical stuff you would think the Sun Avalon stuff would be in here because of the 1 card starter and stuff like that. But this is just the pure Rikka stuff, and it got into the top 8. Now on to the top 32 for the branded deck here, not getting into the top 16, which is unfortunate. This was the highest top it got. Again, this seems just like a very, very standard list. You're playing 3 Aluber, 3 Fallen, 2 Blazing, 2 Mercurier, which is, a lot of people are cutting to 1, but I think 2 is probably fine. 2 Tragedy, 1 Adlib, 1 Albion, 1 Kit, 1 Lubellion, the Sornier for your sending like something like the Retribution, and the Dark Magician for the Dragoon line. 3 Brand Fusion, 3 Opening, Fusion Deployment, 3 Allure, the only going second card in Book of Eclipse, 1 Red, 1 Branded in White, which I'm a hater on Branded White. I don't think you really need to play this card, but a lot of Branded players are playing this. Branded Lost, 1 Gold Sark, 1 Foolish, the Retribution, and the Expulsion as Well, the side deck, you got the 3 Radian, the Kaiju. You got the Gimmick Puppet Nightmare, because of course this is your win con for this deck. A Jinzo against back row deck for the Expulsion special. Garura, 3 Dark Ruler No Mores, 2 Super Poly, and that's why you would side in the Garura. 1 Feather Duster, a Called By, and a Branded Banishment as well. Again, very standard stuff for this list. Extra deck, 2 Albion, 2 Mary J, 2 Lebellion, 2 Dragoon, a good Chimera, Brigand, Sprint, a Corteris, which honestly I feel like is a very, very good card. Very underrated in this deck. Ringbrum, the Grangoyle, and the Predaplanet Dragos Stapelio for your banishment and stuff like that. Again, very standard list for Branded. There's really nothing special going on here, but it was its highest top in the YCS itself. Now on to the Traptrix list that got the top 32 as well. This was its highest placing in the overall tournament. So again, very standard stuff here. You got the 3 Parallel Exceed, 3 Mantis, 3 Marmello, 3 Pudica, 2 of the Special Summon guy, and then 2 Dianea as well. We're playing 3 Pot of Prosperity for more consistency, 2 Garden, which is very interesting to see. A lot of people just play the 1, but the guy decided to play 2. Going second cards in 3 Imperm and 3 Evenly match. Again, Evenly main deck is insane, but in this deck it's fine as well, because even if you go first, you have ways to get rid of it. Since Holotea needs a normal trap to discard, you can just discard the Evenly instead. 3 Holotea, which is insane for this deck. 2 Floodgate, 2 Gravediggers Trap Hole, a Terrifying Trap Hole Nightmare, and the Traptrix Trap Hole Nightmare as well. We're playing 3 Ash, and then the one kind of weird thing is we're seeing the Gamma Sail in the main deck here just for something like the Kashtira matchup and stuff like that. Again, very standard list here. Extra deck, we're playing 3 Sarah, 1 Jasmine, 1 Antipuss, Access Code Talker, and then for the XYZs, we got 1 Zeus, 1 Sacred Tree Beast with the Rikka Queen. So if you have the Jasmine on field, you can tribute the Queen to get into the Hypertune. We got the Redoer. We got the Babushka, of course, because it's, you're playing a rank 4 strategy. It makes sense for these two to be in here. We got 2 Rafflesia, 1 Alamaris, and then 1 Pincula as well. Again, very standard list. A lot of this is from the structure deck. You don't really need to do anything else. Side deck here, we got 3 Ghost Spell for the for the Runick matchup, 3 Cosmic Cyclone, 2 Dark Ruler No More, a Feather Duster, 3 Anti-Spell Fragrance for something like, again, the Runick matchup or the Brandon matchup, and then the 3-Dimensional Barrier as well. Again, very standard list here for Traptrix. Nothing special going on, but, nice to see the Gamma Seals in the main deck. And then the top 64 of Drytron, that top. Drytron actually got 2 tops in this list. I think this is more, top 64. Again, this is a very interesting list because, again, very standard stuff from the Drytrons. 3 Alpha, 3 Zeta, 2 Gamma, 1 Delta with the 1 Diviner and the Orange Light, 3 Ben 10, Natasha, the Black Chaos Max Shenanigans to negate your opponent's monster's effects during their turn with the Dynamon in the extra deck. Then the Draconids, 3 Nova, 3 Emergency, 1 Jack in the Hand, 1 Fafnir, the Field Spell, or the Ritual Spell, and Foolish Burial. Very generic stuff there. But the thing I found surprising is how many going second cards are in this as well. We are playing 13 going second cards in this list. 3 Ash Blossom, 3 Effective Veiler, 2 Nibiru, 2 Droll and Lockbird, and 3 Infinite Impermanence. This is kind of one of those decks where you want to see consistency a lot, so the hand traps kind of sometimes brick you. But again, didn't matter for him. He did get into the top 64, so it ended up working out really well, but kind of surprising to see how many hand traps are actually in the main deck here for Drytron. Side deck here, we got 3 Ghost Bell, 2 Lava Golem. You don't really need a normal summon in this deck, so this is perfectly fine. The 1 Artifact Lancia, because it is searchable. 3 Cross Out Designator, because you do just hard die to Droll. 3 Dark Ruler No More, 2 Cosmic Cyclones, and the Called by the Grey to, again, stop something like Droll and Lockbird. And then extra deck, we're playing 1 Link Karibo, just to link off your Drytron guys. 2 Dynamon, again, very, very good extra deck card for this deck to get the Black Chaos Max live during your opponent's turn. Herald of the Mirage Lights, Borreload Dragon for kind of your OTK strategy. And then for the XYZs, we're playing 2 Mu Beta Fafnir, 1 Fucko. I'm happy to see this back instead of something like Assembled Nightingale. We got the 1 Beatrice, 1 Downer, and then 1 Zeus. And then we got the 1 Fusion in Natis to send off something like Diviner. Then the Synchros here, we have the Herald of the Arclight, again, for the Diviner play. And then you also have the Ultimaya Zolkin plus the Crystal Wing Synchro Dragon as well. If you have the Diviner plus like Ben 10 on field, you can Synchro into Zolkin, set a card, and then make the Crystal Clear Wing Synchro Dragon as well. Very, very interesting list to see for Drytron, playing a lot of going second cards. A lot of cards you wouldn't see in the extra deck as well. Something like the Tzolk'in and Clear Wing Synchro Dragon comes to mind. Very, very interesting list here. But that is all the deck lists I have. I know there's a lot of deck lists that I could have shown off, but I don't want this video going on forever. So those were kind of the decks I just wanted to show off here in today's video. I hope you guys did enjoy the video. If you did, leave a like and subscribe for more content on the channel, and I hope to see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.